Hey everybody, Jared Bruning here with the Daily Bell Ringer, and I wanted to make this quick little video to say welcome back to the 2022-23 school year. I know I'm late getting this out, but I'm a teacher as well, so things have just been going on. I mean, it's the beginning of the school year, and again, like I said, I know most of us are already a month into school probably, and I'm just now getting this welcome back to school video out. So I apologize for being a little late getting this out, but I wanted to put out this video to just say, thank you for those of you that have been watching the Daily Bell Ringer. I hope it's a good resource for you. I hope that your students are getting something out of it. I hope it makes your day easier and, maybe introduces some topics and helps you get rolling into different things in your classroom. But there's a lot of things going on here with the Daily Bell Ringer that I wanted to focus on here today and kind of share a few things that are going to be happening here soon. So this Sunday, actually, I'm going to have a new video coming out, which is going to be about how do we know what happened in the past. This is going to be kind of the beginning of what I hope is going to be a lot of videos to come, focusing on world history. I've had a lot of teachers contact me asking if I would make some world history videos, and I have made a couple so far. I'll talk about those here in a moment. But my plan is that each month I'm hoping to put out 2 world history videos along with 2 American history videos. As those of you following me might realize, every Sunday I put out a new video. So, I have four new videos a month, and I wish I could do more, but being a teacher myself, there's a lot of stuff going on, so it's like I've got to get my own work done as well. But again, it's going to be 2 world history videos a month and 2 American history videos each month. So coming up here soon, like I said, I'm going to have this one about how do we know what happened in the past, kind of focusing on anthropology and archaeology and everything. But I'm hoping to just kind of start here with, early human civilization, roll into like Mesopotamia, ancient Egyptians, and where it goes from there. So I'll just keep on moving forward from there, hopefully making, 7 or 8 videos maybe per ancient civilization or per unit in the world history textbook. But from there too, along with American history, I'll be continuing on with my series on the 1920s. I'm pretty close to being done with that. Actually, in a few weeks, I'm going to have a new video about the Harlem Renaissance that will be coming out. But from there, I'll be finishing up a couple more videos there about the 1920s, and then hopefully be rolling into the Great Depression. But also, I've got a whole list down here of other videos that I need to go back and make. And of course, I've had some requests. So if you ever have a request, let me know, and I can hopefully go back and hit a few topics maybe that I missed before, I didn't cover before. So again, there's lots of stuff going on there with new videos. Also, another thing to look at here is if you look at my recent videos here on my YouTube page, you notice I have a lot of on-location videos here, filmed from a lot of different places that my family traveled this summer. So if you want to check out some of those on-location videos, that's what really most of my recent videos are focused on, are these being on location at like Vicksburg and Little Bighorn, and here's one from the USS Alabama down in Mobile, Alabama. So again, we were kind of all over the place. But speaking of that, I said I did make a couple of world history videos. If you look here, I've got Birth of Democracy and the Parthenon. My family traveled to Nashville, and so there is a exact replica of the Parthenon there in Nashville. So there's a couple videos there, kind of my first world history videos down here. All right, and then one from the Battle of Stones River. Yeah, it's kind of a forgotten battle that a lot of people overlook, but it's kind of a very cool battlefield there at Stones River there in Tennessee. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on there. Another thing that's going on with the Daily Bell Ringer, of course, is the Daily Bell Ringer Now. This has been my thing where I've tried to do some live streams and talk with some people who share resources, and like one cool one, if you look back here on some of my older videos, I actually talked with a guy named Lou Mongello, who's kind of the premier expert on Disney World. And so I was thinking, a lot of teachers are probably going on vacation during the summer, going to places like Disney World, and how can we like tie in American history or teaching American history with going to a place like Disney World. And so I kind of got a chance to talk with him about some of his thoughts about teaching and being at Disney World. And so if you want to go back and check out that video, it's kind of a cool topic to look at, kind of an interesting one. But coming up next week, I'm really excited because I'm going to be talking with a guy named Chris Moore, who is the host of a podcast called Portraits of Blue and Gray. And this is arguably probably my favorite Civil War podcast. I'm a big Civil War nut. And this is a really cool podcast that he's got, kind of giving a very detailed biography of a lot of people from the Civil War. And there's a lot of stuff I've heard in his podcast that I've ended up using in the classroom when I'm teaching about the Civil War. So coming up next week, that's going to be September 29th, Thursday, September 29th. I'm going to have a Daily Bell Ringer now coming out with talking with him about the Portraits of Blue and Gray and about the Civil War a little bit. So that's kind of a fun one that's going to be coming up here soon. But over the next few months, there's going to be more Daily Bell Ringers now. I'm going to be talking a lot about, I've got some ideas about teaching the Constitution that I'm going to be covering in a few of the Bell Ringers. I got some guests that want to talk about the U.S. Constitution a little bit, and so be keeping an eye out for those here in the next few months. Another thing I want to bring up here as we're beginning the new school year is some of the resources that the Daily Bell Ringer offers. So if you check out my website, so here I'm going to go ahead and jump over to my website here. www.dailybellringer.com is my website where you can find all kinds of stuff on the Daily Bell Ringer. And so I guess I wanted to highlight this real quickly. Of course, you come here to my homepage that kind of gives a little bit of detail about the Daily Bell Ringer. But then if you come to this videos page, this kind of highlights what are some of the big playlists that I've got. So like full sections of videos on different topics. So of course, starting with Native American history into the early colonies. And you can see on each one of these, if you click this button, it'll take you to the playlist. But then also you see there's a button up here that'll take you to a full worksheet pack that goes along with those videos. So if, let's see, I'm going to come down here to the Constitution, because this is one that a lot of teachers are using. So again, if you click on this, it'll take you right to the playlist of all the videos that I have about the Constitution. Again, starting with, the Articles of Confederation, and then going article and section by section through the Constitution, and then all the way down here to, the Bill of Rights being explained, and then of course, some stuff about Constitution Day. And then I got one down here that's just simply, why did they wear wigs? A lot of students ask me that. Why did they wear wigs back then? So if your students ever ask you that, maybe show them that video and it'll explain why they wore wigs. But here's the whole playlist of videos. But then like I said, if you come up here where it says full worksheet set, click on that full worksheet set, and here you can see here are worksheets that go along. There's a table of contents, but there's worksheets here that go directly with each one of those videos. Okay, and so you can just kind of click through there and see where some of those, they have different primary sources, they have additional questions, there's some graphic organizers and little art activities, things like that go directly with the Daily Bell Ringer videos. So what I found with a lot of these worksheets, it's a great way to reinforce what you just talked about in class. So, say here I just talked about Article 4 and talking about, the whole thing of federalism and how that's organized. They can go back and do this worksheet that kind of covers it a little bit again, but then also has them do a little bit of an example of putting together what federalism looks like. All right, so these worksheets generally I find maybe take 25 to 30 minutes for students to complete. So it's a good little assignment or activity to have them do, to just reinforce ideas that you've covered in class or introduce ideas that you're going to be having in class. So again, there's like a full worksheet set, but just to let you know too, if you're looking for individual worksheets, if you come here on my website to where it says worksheets, it's going to take you to this page where you can actually look and see, just find individual ones. And so, say I'm looking at here at World War I, and I just simply want something about trench warfare. So you can see here's the one about trench warfare. I can just click on that individual worksheet, and there it'll give me that worksheet where I can just purchase that worksheet by itself. It does save you a little bit if you just buy the whole packet, because I've priced it to where it's a little bit cheaper to just buy a whole packet. So, but again, you can go through and click through here and look for just individual worksheets. Like say you're covering Reconstruction and you want to cover the Freedmen's Bureau and sharecropping, you could just click on that one worksheet. Additionally too, when you go and look at my videos, so I'll go ahead and click on a video here, like here's one on the U.S. Constitution, and if you come down here into the description, you'll see there's the questions, of course, that I always have with the videos, but then too, you can click right here and you'll see there is a link directly to that worksheet that goes directly with that video. All right, so again, there's lots of ways to access those worksheets that go with the videos. So if you're ever looking for something that's going to reinforce ideas and just a good little homework assignment that kind of keeps the students engaged, it's a good little video for them to watch and then answer those questions that go along with it. So again, make sure you're looking at that. But I guess one thing I wanted to point out here too real quickly, let me see if I can get back to my main worksheet page here. I just did put out a new section of worksheets that just simply focus on the holidays. Because again, we have lots of little holidays during the school year that students are kind of like, why in the world do we have this holiday? Why do we have this day off of school? And so I've got this whole worksheet pack that you can see here, lots of different holidays, you know, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, even April Fool's Day. I know we don't get out of school for that, but sometimes it's a day that, you know, students are like, why do we have April Fool's Day? But all the way from Memorial Day through, you know, Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. And then there's a bunch here about Thanksgiving. I've actually got a bunch here about Thanksgiving, about, you know, the Pilgrims, Sarah Josepha Hale, who's kind of the mother of Thanksgiving, and so a few there that just focus on Thanksgiving itself. So if you take a look at that worksheet pack, I'll probably link that down in the description here. But it's kind of a fun little one with a bunch of stuff about the different holidays that we have throughout the year. So you can have them watch the video and then do the worksheet. So that's kind of a fun one. But some other things here about the Daily Bell Ringer. Please make sure you're checking out. If you look on my website, or even, you know, on my YouTube page here. So let me go back to my YouTube page here, see if I can find it. So if I go back to my YouTube page, you can see, and on any of my videos you can see it as well, but I've got a little link here that you can join my email list. Okay, so if you go to join my email list, it just looks like this. And if you join the email list, I send out an email once a week. Well, generally once a week. Sometimes I'll send out a few other ones, but 99% of the time it's just once a week you'll get an email from me that kind of says, you know, here's the new video coming out, here's some other resources that come with it, and then of course too, I'll put in there, you know, what are some upcoming videos, or what is the upcoming video for the next week. And so if you want to join the email list, I've had a lot of teachers join that, and it's a good way just to kind of keep track and be like, oh yeah, I didn't realize there's a video for this topic that I'm covering. So make sure to check out the email list. Again, there's a link in my videos to go to the email list. If you look down in the description, there's also a link there on my main page of my YouTube channel to also join the email list. But another thing I wanted to point out as well is, let me see if I can find it here. Thought I had it pulled up here. Let me see. Hold on one moment. I think I've got it here. What I'm wanting to highlight here real quickly is Patreon. I have a lot of teachers are using my materials in class, and I'm hoping that again, like I said, I hope it's a good resource. But again, I spend a lot of time doing this. I get up real early in the morning, spend a few hours every morning probably working on this to get, you know, content out there and things that are going to help teachers. So if you'd like to support the channel, you know, even, you know, like $2 a month would be great. Or if you want to become like a VIP member on Patreon, I share out different resources there. So like there I give out like an Ed Puzzle link. If you join on Patreon, I'll send you an Ed Puzzle link to my videos where the questions are already embedded and everything into the video. Also, if you're at the VIP level, I also send out a Google slide that already has the video embedded with the questions. And I find the Google slide is really a great way to share the videos with students. That kind of makes it where they're not just looking on YouTube, but it's actually in a slide, Google slide presentation. And so if you join as a VIP member, I send you that, but then of course I also send you any of the additional links to additional resources that are available and what videos are coming up. So if you like the Daily Bell Ringer and you want to support what I'm doing, I'd really be grateful if you contributed there on Patreon and everything. So just consider that if you're interested. And then I guess a couple more other things I wanted to highlight real briefly is, I can pull up my list of things I need to talk about here. Oh, yeah, totally forgot about this. My merchandise shop. This is a new thing as well that I've started with the Daily Bell Ringer this summer, is the merchandise shop. And so, again, let me go to one of my links here, and I should be able to get to it. All right, so if you look here, here is my merchandise shop for the Daily Bell Ringer. So if you've ever really wanted to have a Daily Bell Ringer mug or a Daily Bell Ringer t-shirt or a sticker or a hat, you know, here's a place where you can purchase those things if you'd like. I guess personally right now I'm wearing a Daily Bell Ringer hat that I got from the merchandise store. So this is just kind of a fun little thing I thought I would start because I know there's a lot of teachers that are using this in the classroom, or if you're someone looking for a gift for a teacher who uses this in the classroom, this might be an option to kind of get them something that's kind of fun and everything. And so again, if you come here to the merchandise shop, which is linked right off of my main page on my YouTube channel, or I have the link in a lot of my videos, I'll have a link to the merchandise shop. Just check that out. So again, I'll put some links in here to my channel and merchandise shop and everything in the description for this video. So if you want to check this out, there's just some fun things, hats, stickers, magnets, all kinds of stuff you can get that have the Daily Bell Ringer logo on it and everything. So if you want to check that out, it's kind of fun. Then I need to, let me see if I can find it here. Coming up November 5th, I'm excited about this. I'm going to be part of, this is going to be my second time I've been part of this. I'm going to be part of this thing called History Camp America. And so it's going to be an online event. I'll be speaking at it about why study the Civil War and kind of talking about some of my reasons why I love talking about Civil War history in my classroom, and kind of talking about how you can introduce the Civil War in your classroom. But if you check out historycamp.org, you can sign up for this history camp. And the cool thing is, when you sign up for this history camp, they send you a bunch of like cool little history goodies, I guess you'd say. And actually, again, if you look at my channel and look at some of my videos on my channel, you can see I've got a video here that is just simply my kids and I unboxing our history camp box. So it's got all kinds of cool things in there. So if you're interested to see what you get in the history camp box, check out that video about unboxing the history camp box and everything. But again, sign up for it November 5th. It's a Saturday. You can just sit there for a few hours if you really love history and want to sit there and learn a little bit more, or if you're a teacher and you want to just kind of get some little bit more knowledge to be able to share with students. It's a great event. So look there for History Camp America. I've also got a discount code for Daily Bell Ringer viewers if you're interested in checking that out. So again, lots of stuff going on with the Daily Bell Ringer coming up. Please make sure you kind of keep up and see what's going on. Join the email list. Join me on Patreon. All that are ways that you can keep up with what's going on with the Daily Bell Ringer. So once again, most of all, I just wanted to say thank you. So thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you so much for letting me be part of your classroom, because it's really cool to me that I get to actually be part of all these classrooms all over the country talking about American history, which is something I love, and just talking about history in general. I just love talking about it. So thank you so much for letting me do that and being part of your class. So if you ever have a request, ever have anything you are thinking about that you'd like to see in a Daily Bell Ringer video, please email me. If you go to my website, you can find where to contact me and everything. So please email me and let me know if there's anything I can do or something I could do to create resources that would help you out more. So again, thank you so much, and I guess I'll talk to you later. Thanks.